welcome you guys all to Seacoast Secondary, and I really appreciate you guys all coming out to help support my learning. It really does mean a lot to me that you guys come out and care enough to take some time out of your day to sort of come be with me as I share some of my learning. So, as you probably know, my name is Logan Underwood. I am a student here. I've been a part of the PLP program since grade 8. And today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about some of the most successful people in the world. But more importantly, talk to you a little bit about why they succeed and us normal folk don't. And I really think it does come down to a lot of factors, and and I think opportunity is a big part of that. But there is one sort of the most important factor that I've found in my research over the past nearly 2 months now working on the cray unit, and that is that they don't see failure the same, again, as us normal folk do. And I don't mean failure as in failing a test and a small failure like that. I mean risking the failure of maybe dropping out of school to pursue a dream. And today we're going to take a deeper look at some of the people that I've learned about and why I've come to this conclusion. And sort of discuss the question of why does it take someone like this to change the world? Humans have always been really driven to innovate. And ever since the dawn of innovation, dawn of civilization, the tools of innovation have sort of become easier and have become more available to a number of people. And even over the past 100 years, and I'm going to highlight industry, aviation, that the tools have become way easier. And I think that the Wright brothers, how they pioneered the industry only 100 years ago, and they had to face death every single time they tested their prototypes. At the time, they did not know aviation would become such an influential industry. They were just doing it out of sort of the curiosity and the drive they had to innovate. They never really saw it as something that they would become super famous for. They just thought that they were just doing something. They were trying to innovate. And I think over the past 100 years, the tools of innovation have sort of become much more easier accessible to a number of people. And I think the internet is a big part of having those tools available to us. And I think Amazon is a great example of something that has been able to flourish in this new innovation hub, so to speak. And here is the Amazon spheres. They are a unique architectural masterpiece in the middle of Seattle that bring the exotic plants to the workplace. And I think this is a part of why Amazon succeeds, and it's their sort of style of experimentation. And Amazon Go is a great example of this as well. I'm not sure if you guys know what Amazon Go is. Amazon Go is a sort of a convenience store where you don't need to check out. You can just go in, grab your stuff, and get out using an app. And it's a pretty great idea, but they recognize that it might fail, and that's that style of experimentation that I talked about earlier. That's the reason why Amazon is able to succeed, because they accept that it might fail, but they also see that it could succeed, and that is why Amazon has been able to reach the peak that it does today. Switching gears to another successful man here is Bill Gates. He, as many know, he dropped out of college to pursue a dream. But many don't know that he left a very lucrative life, and if he would have stayed on the path he did, he probably would have lived out his days being a very rich man, but not to the point where he is today. And what he did is when he dropped out of school, he gave up that life just for a chance to change the world, and he certainly did in the face of Microsoft. And that brings me to my next point, is Microsoft, again, like Amazon, had a very unique business style. And their business style was to sort of lease the software out to different hardware companies. And I know that sounds probably pretty mundane to yourself here, but as I talked to Heath here in the Museum of Living Computers, he talked to me about why this is the main reason why Microsoft could succeed in a time when a lot of different startups a lot of different companies were being started up with in terms of computers. And that's why they were able to succeed, is because their business style was different. And then just another thing that Bill Gates did that has sort of caught my attention was pledging his entire wealth to the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, which I'm not sure if you guys have heard of that before, but it is a foundation sort of dedicated to helping those who are a little bit more underprivileged and had a little bit less opportunity. He pledged his entire wealth and his life's impact, his life's wealth, and the sum of his entire life to a worldwide impact in the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. He was able to reach a lot of people with the sum of his life, as I said, with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation combined with Microsoft, which reached a lot of other people. And sort of combining all these people, thinking about the Wright brothers, they were willing to sacrifice and risk their entire lives for the changing of the one industry, as well as Amazon and Jeff Bezos changed the world, making life better for a lot of people. And Bill Gates, as I just spoke of, making a worldwide impact with Microsoft and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. I'd like to take a little break here to pay tribute to some of those that may have risked it all but failed. And it's hard to find those that may have risked it all but never really succeeded. But it is important to recognize that it takes those people to actually change the world. And it is equally important to understand that not everyone will succeed, but we need those people to drive change in our world. Because without them, our world would be a lot more stagnant and, well, it just would be a lot less interesting and less change. You may be wondering at this point, this is all good and great, but how can we bring this to your own life? And I know myself, and I'm sure a lot of you guys in the audience included, you would take the safe path a lot of the time. You wouldn't drop out of college if you had a very lucrative life set up, or a very happy life set up for you in front of you. You wouldn't really change that. And I understand that, and I personally would not do that. And I'd like to bring this to a lot of my personal passions. And maybe I won't be doing something so insane that I maybe the way that the Wright brothers did, to risk their lives for just this new industry, but I would like to bring that to my own life. And that's my challenge to you. Bring it to your own life. Thank you.